I'm very glad to be here. And I'm here to share part of my story, part of my journey. So hopefully what I share would inspire you in some way. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I used to live in Northern California. Anybody from Northern California? Okay. Southern California? Anywhere but California? So I came to the Bay Area. I went to UC Davis. Anybody from UC Davis? Oh, good. Two of you. Good. Go Aggie, yeah? And my mom, when I first got here, I was in 1993. I was 16. You do the math. My mom said, go to school, be a good student, so that you can be accepted into a college. And when I got accepted to a UC Davis, I thought that was it. This is my life. I got into a college. And when in college, I tried to work really hard. I wanted to be a doctor because I want to save lives. I want to help people. How many of you wanted to help people? Right? I said, I wanted to be a doctor. I really want to help people, but I flunked biochemistry. Anybody here flunked biochemistry or biology? Oh. So I said, forget it. I don't want to be a doctor anymore. So as an Asian, if you don't become a doctor, if you don't become a lawyer, what do you become? Engineer! Who's the engineer in this room? Engineer? A few, right? So I studied to become an engineer, and during that path, I'm looking around my friends who were studying engineer, and then they were working all the time, right? And I look at people who were already engineers, they were working all the time, but the one thing I noticed is they're working, they're making money, but they're not wealthy. And as I really wanted a way to have a good life, because we didn't give up the life we had in Vietnam to come here just to get by. We really, really wanted to have a good life. So I studied engineering, I prayed so I can get out of college. But once I got out, I said, I don't want to be an engineer. So as an Asian person, if you don't go to work, what do? All right. How do you know? Right? I mean, we do the thing that is natural to us. We open a restaurant. I opened a restaurant. Anybody here have a restaurant? Anybody here wish you have a restaurant? Anybody here have a restaurant you wish you don't own anymore? Yeah, give it to the other person who just raised their hand earlier, yeah? So I opened a restaurant. Because if I cannot help people, I better start feeding people, yeah? That's a good way. But when I started to work in the restaurant business, I worked 16 hours a day. How many days a week? 8 days a week, If there was an 8th day, I'll be working the 8th day. Who among here would have worked 8 days if you have 8 days in a week? Right? I mean, a lot of Asians would just raise their hand and then work every day. So I worked 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now I'm looking at my friends who are engineers, saying, that looks pretty good. At least they have 2 days off, yeah? But you know what? When I was working in my restaurant, I knew that this is what I wanted, because at least I'm working for me. At least I'm working 16 hours a day, but that is my schedule. It's not someone else's schedule. So that's what I really wanted. But when I got married, I have 3 girls, so when I had my first one, I started to ask myself the question, do I really want to go to work 16 hours a day, and then go home when my kids are already asleep, and go to work when my kids have not even woken up yet? I said, no, that's not what I wanted. So what else could I do so that I can have my own schedule, so I can own my own life, so I can spend time with my family? And I started looking and looking and looking, and I opened a frozen yogurt store. Because I figured, frozen yogurt store, you spend some money, you open it up, and you hire 2 high school students, and you set, right? Anybody here have frozen yogurt store? Some of you do, right? So I did. I opened 2 high 4 students, and they keep giving out free yogurt to their friends. That happened to you? So in 2010, 2 people came to my house at 7 a.m. in the morning. We talked, and I asked them, what are you doing? They say, I have a nail salon, but I'm also doing something that I don't think anybody in your area is doing. I said, what is it? They gave me a catalog. They said, this is what we do. I open the catalog, I look at it, no demo. I say, yeah, I want to do this. Right? And they have this shocked look in their face, and I say, I want to do it. How do I get started? So within 5 minutes, I signed up, have my own account. Yeah, I started, right? I have no idea how the products work. I have no idea it was a network marketing company. All I knew was like, people probably buy these products. The catalog looks pretty good. So I started. After I got started, I Googled new skin. 2010, when you Google new skin, not a good idea. When I Googled new skin, it says scam. I said, oh my goodness, somebody came into my house at 7 a.m. to scam me. But I said, I didn't pay him anything. I didn't give them my credit card. I didn't buy anything. So there has to be more. So I looked into it and I found out that this is a public traded company. So it gave me confidence and I came to an event like this a month after. And it changed my life. Why? Because at that moment I realized that this is what I have been looking for all my life. For a way to build something that belongs to me and yet give me the lifestyle that I wanted. Because when I was in the restaurant business, I already have a concept to open more, like build a franchise. In Nu Skin, it allows me to build a franchise without the capital, the logistics, the legal, the paperwork. So I started, and I've been 9 years with Nu Skin. And the best thing for me with Nu Skin is I have a lot of time with my girls. My wife was a pharmacist before, she's retired. And I get to focus on what matters most. But here's something else that I found that I have when I started Nu Skin. That Nu Skin gives me so much more than the products that Tracy mentioned. Right? It gives me so much more than the opportunities. It gives me so much more. And this is what I found in 2006. I had a chance to go to Malawi. Malawi. When I was there, Steve Lunn, one of our founders, was there. And this is the question I asked Steve. Every single year, Steve go to Malawi, and I say, Steve, you are wealthy. You are wealthy beyond anybody's dream. Why do you show up in Malawi every single year? 36-hour flight. This is what Steve says. When you don't have money, you work for money. But when you have money, you work for the mission. And when I heard Steve say that, I called my wife. I said, honey, I know why I am here. Not in Malawi, but I know why I'm born. So I can focus on the mission. And from now on, I will dedicate my life to do something to change the world. That's what I'm doing. And with Nu Skin, this is the thing. We're looking for the partnership so that we can change the world. Because yes, maybe 1 or 2 people we can change the world, but we can change the world such a bigger way when we do it together. And through Nu Skin, we can do that. Force for Good is one of the programs we feed children around the world. You know, there's about 6 million kids dying every year because of malnutrition. Nu Skin, through the Force for Good program, is saving hundreds of thousands of lives. Until now, 10 years of giving, more than 100,000 people have been impacted by our program in more than 50 countries. And when we're looking at this, and I invite you to look at this and start to ask yourself the same question I asked myself: why am I here? Why was I born? Why were you here on this earth? That's the question I ask myself all the time. I never found the answer until I went to Malawi. And this is the key. This is the key for me, and maybe you share the same key. That we are not born into this world to go to school, to go to work, and then die. How many of you here spend more than 2 hours a day in traffic going to work? Raise your hand, please. More than 2 hours. And sometimes it's just one way. How many of you spend more than 1 hour each way going to work? Your time. A lot of people do over here. You spend many hours in traffic. Why? Because you need to get to work. But you need to ask yourself, why? Why do you need to get to work? And the question I want to leave with you tonight is, and this is something that you want to do reflection, you ask yourself, is this all there is for me? I did not want to become an engineer because I did not want that life. I don't have a problem with engineers. I don't have the problem with the earning that engineers make. But that is just not for me because I wanted more. When I opened my restaurant, I was making money. I was busy, but I was making money. But when I asked myself, is this all there is? The answer is no, this cannot be it. When I have family, I really want to spend time with my family. And when I started to become more successful with New Skin, when I have more time with my family, when I'm taking them around the world to see the world, I start to keep on asking myself, is this all there is? And like Steve Munn says, when we have nothing, of course it is our responsibility to work for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to take care of our family. But once you did that, what else is there? And when the opportunity presents itself for us to be a part of something bigger, you have to seize it. It is not just an opportunity. It is not just a chance, but it is a responsibility. It is not every single day we offer a chance to make a difference in ourselves, our family, and make a difference for other people as well. So coming here, yes, listening to the product, our products will change you, for sure. Our science will amaze you, for sure. Our business opportunity will be one of a kind. But ask yourself this question. You feel this room. You feel what we're saying. And you ask yourself, is there something for me here? Can I be a part of this so that I can also help change the world? Because at the end of the day, when you truly, truly ask yourself, is this all there is for me in this life, in this world? I hope your answer is no. I want more. I want more than what I have right now for me. I want more than what I have right now for my family. And I want more than what I have right now for the world. That is a challenge for you. Because if you don't ask yourself those questions, it is easy for us to say, yep, this is enough. I have enough. I'm satisfied. When you're satisfied, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with being satisfied. But there is more you can do. There's more you can give the world. So do not hold yourself back. So the next presenter that I have